Gino Torretta is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. The Heisman Trophy winner joins us weekly, courtesy of the local 519 Plumbers Union. In football and in life, it's about being on the right team. Join the winning team at local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com. So I said at the beginning of the show, and I'm imagining you could speak to this, as a quarterback, last night is what you dream of, right? One drive, a minute and a half on the clock. You score a touchdown, you win a national championship. If you don't, you go home. And that's what that's the scenario that you envision in your head, right? When you're a kid, whether it's a basketball
player,
pickup, football player, right? It's for that moment, and it was there for them, Gino.
Yeah, it's what you play pickup when you're playing in the street. You know what I mean? When you play with your boys, it's like go down 2 cars and that's the touchdown, and we got to get it past there in a certain point in time. And we obviously had a chance, and it was a great game. Kind of obviously not a great first half for Miami, and then the second half was just gangbusters. I thought both teams played great. It was kind of a heavyweight bout. Like they swung and hit us, and we swung and hit them, and it was an impressive performance. But as a quarterback, it's like you envision. All right, last drive, I got less than 2 minutes, and I win a Super Bowl. I win a state championship in high school. I win a national championship in college, and we had a chance.
And Gino, I actually saw it on the text line with the people talking about the coaching or being out coached. To your point, we destroyed them. I'm still saying we, Gino, but we outcoached them in the third quarter. First half, I think Heatherman did a crazy job coming out with those edge blitzes where Mendoza didn't know where the pressure was coming from. He was handicapped because Xavier Lucas was out, so he had to play off. He didn't feel comfortable playing chest to chest, man to man, but he adjusted to that. And then Shannon Dawson came out with that little cute pass package, and it didn't work, and then he got away from it. I don't think there's any reason to question Mario and his staff after this game.
No, there's no question. I was just impressed. I mean, listen, we've talked about the offensive line all year. We talked about, Bain and Mesidor and those guys coming up big. I mean, their defensive line, I don't know. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, it didn't seem like they came near Beck. I mean, it was like, man, they were dominating the line of scrimmage. I thought early on, and Channing, I don't know if you noticed, we took some risks because they took some shots at Mendoza, like on RPO fakes where he wasn't nowhere near the ball, and I'm like, damn, they didn't call that. I mean, I'd have been, as well as I do, Tom Brady would have been crying for a flag, saying, "Hey, dude, I'm the Heisman Trophy winner, throw a flag on that," and they didn't, and I thought. They got to him. They rattled him. Now, it wasn't even in passing situations, and they were hitting him. I thought the wind was a little bit much where we missed that field goal on that side because he was just fractionally off. For a guy that's been that accurate as he's been all season in the 2 playoff games, when he was going that way where we missed the field goal in that direction, I thought the ball was just a hair off, maybe didn't have kind of the velocity that I had seen all season. That I thought the wind messed with both quarterbacks. And Malachi Tony, they can't tackle the dude. I just, you know what I mean? You watch the kid and it's just like, I don't know if he's got like the 360 vision like our backup cameras have on our cars, but homeboy would be running to the right and it'll be like 2 moves ahead and he cuts to the left. I'm like, how did he see these people? And then it's like, guys look like they got free shots on him. It reminds me of like Barry Sanders, and they can't take him down. He's amazing, and I thought they all played great. I just thought it was what a championship game is supposed to be. I think that both teams took their best shot, and we took some hits. They took some hits, and I thought, man, the team that's got it last is going to win the game, and we had it last. Just couldn't finish that last drive.
Were you impressed with Mendoza yesterday? I know it's hard not to be impressed watching him. He won the Heisman, so you already have a high expectation for him. He's played better since winning the Heisman, which was a big part of the broadcast. A lot of times that doesn't happen. But I'm not going to lie, Gino. I kind of, thought he's a little limited, and the team itself is what was carrying him. Yesterday, when he converts that 4th down play in the red zone to put them up 2 scores, I was like, wow,
that was badass.
This dude's the real
deal. It was a
deal.
gutsy call too.
Well,
Very gutsy.
listen, from the shots he was taking in the first half, like I thought he has played better in the season. Seriously, like if you go those first 2 playoffs games, you watch him, you're just like, holy crap, they nobody can stop this kid. And I just think I've always been impressed, and probably more and more as it's gone on, his toughness, but the guts of Cignetti to go for. I mean, I'm like, wait a sec, bro. You just kick a field goal. You go up by 7. You're good. 4th and 4 from the 12. Okay. Maybe they practice something. Channing knows. It's like you practiced a 2-point play and you're like, dude, they're not going to cover this. They've never seen it. We're running this. But to call quarterback draw, and Fernando's he's a good athlete, but let's not confuse him with Marshall Faulk or somebody like that in the backfield that, is going to be hard to take down. And, I mean, he spins around, and I thought they knocked him out. I was like, holy crap, when he spun around near the goal line, because that was at the far end. I was on the other side, on the sideline on the far end, and I'm like, they knocked him out. I'm like, he's out. You know what I mean? They're picking him up, and then he was like, whatever did I don't even know what their celebration is. And I was like, that is gutsy to not go for it, but to call a quarterback draw in there, and they got it in the heck that, I think Bain said it in an interview. He goes, we knew what they were going to do. He goes, they executed it. It's just like you call it, both teams give their best shot. And, it was impressive. But I would say this, I was more impressed by his toughness last night than all of the other things that he showed me during the season.
Is he going to be, because Tom Brady was there, Mark Davis was there, is he going to be, the thought is he'll be the number 1 overall pick from the Raiders. Is he going to be an NFL star from what you watch? And I'm curious what you think Carson Beck will be in the NFL.
Listen, for quarterbacks to be a star, I think they have to have, you rely on 10 other players to do their job, to do your job outstanding. And there's a reason why Cam Ward struggled this year. The Tennessee Titans offense sucks and they can't block. I mean, let's just be honest. And I think so will he be a star? It depends on the situation. He's going to be a David Carr and get sacked 70 times in a season.
Well, will he be a quality NFL quarterback given the right?
I think I think listen, with his talent, yes, I think he can be. It's just a matter of, okay, is he going to have some guys to throw to? Are guys going to be able to block? Because like I said, you can be a hell of a quarterback, but if you get put, players that can't block in front of you, guys that can't catch, it doesn't matter how good you are. I mean, you're not going to be that good. Yes, he will prepare. He's been relentless in his preparation. That's what the coaches will tell you. Leaves no stone unturned. I think he's tough. He's got all the physical attributes, and I think he'll be successful. But that ceiling to me is determined by how good are the players around you.
What about Carson Beck?
He has the physical ability. My question is on the arm stuff. I think that elbow, I think he's still coming off that, and I think he's going to get better. And I think that he'll be given an opportunity to have size, ability. I mean, he has all the physical tools and the physical capabilities, to be successful. But it's a fine line. And it could be a fine opportunity. It could be just an opportunity or not an opportunity, like Brady. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, had Bledsoe not got his head taken off in a game, would he have ever gotten in the game? Because Bledsoe was hitting his prime at that point in time, and maybe the Patriots extend him, and we don't see. Is it going to be like Matt Castle, where you get a chance, you become lights out, you get paid a scat of money, you go somewhere else, and you're not very good. So so it's I'm bad at projecting. I guess success in the next level in the NFL.
And Gino, with even losing, but just going to that championship game, and with the college football playoffs now being on TV every primetime games for 3 weeks now, damn near a month. I want to say, are the Canes back? I think that's an overused term, but like, does it really change is this going to change the landscape of college football now that has this under their belt? Mario has a national championship to sell, win the state of South Florida type thing. Like, can this get back to hell when you played in those early 2000s?
Yeah, I think I think success breeds more success, and I think it makes it a little bit easier, but Mario's not slowing down. I mean, like, you talk to the security and he'll be in there calling guys 3 hours after. I mean, I sat in a box last night next to Mrs. Saban. Nick comes up, after doing his halftime game day, and they were cheering him on, and I think he learned from Coach Saban. It's relentless pursuit, of players. So add in, he has the support and the resources behind him to get the recruits, to get the players with NIL, with however they factor in all the stuff for the players. So I think that combination is a damn good combination. And he doesn't, listen, his recruiting pitch, he lived it. I mean, we're both same class. We're 55-5 going through here. We won 2 national championships. He doesn't have to say, hey, this is why you go to Miami. This is what it's like he was part of that. So I think that it will help. It may make it a little easier. Maybe some guys' decisions are made up to come to Miami even before he makes those calls, because you know how it is. Kids, they want to be on a successful team. They're like, man, these guys are, and I can be honest, like when I first started getting recruited by Miami, my brother came here in 85 and 86, and I remember watching the 87 national championship. And Jim Kelly, who I sat with last night at the game, it was January 1st of 88. And Jim Kelly said, why would you want to go anywhere else? It's 75 degrees and it's January 1st. And I'm like, he's got a great point. So yeah, and that was, I was like, I was done. I didn't need to go on a recruiting visit. And then you see our guys on the sidelines. You see Ed Reed in his crazy hat, and EJ and Andre and Ray Lewis and all that. And you're just like, these guys got something different. And those guys played a long time ago. I want to be part of that. So maybe it makes it a little bit easier, but I don't think Mario's going to take his foot off the gas pedal at all.
Ed Reed trying to console players after the game. I don't know if you guys saw the video. Did
he take his hat off?
He didn't. He didn't. No. Yeah. It's hard to take anybody. And I love, man, Ed Reed's my favorite Cane of all time.
Solana, when they showed him on the Jumbotron, I was like, is that one of those like animated things that they do from some guy that's in the stands? I was like, 20. Wait a sec, is that Ed on the field? Like Entro rolls in the box I was with. I was like, Entro, is that Ed? He goes, oh yeah, that's Ed.
Yeah, big ass hats. It's just comical. Like they're really.
I'm with Solana. Don't console me in a big ass hat. I'm not looking at you the same.
He had his arm around. I don't know if it was Malik. I don't remember who it was. There's a video. He has his arm around him, and you can tell like whoever the player was distraught, but Ed Reed has a big ass hat on. Right. Gino, do you agree with the notion? Because this was, I think, a take yesterday that I saw a lot, that Cignetti almost redefined how coaches will build through NIL, and it's no longer go get the most talented player, but it's go get the more experienced player, the older player. And I just wonder if you kind of prescribe to that notion that he almost redefined how college football will be played moving forward.
Well, I think there's a blueprint of that. Heck, I think Miami basketball, when Coach L took his team to the Final Four, we had a bunch of experienced dudes. And think about when college sports in general, basketball, football started changing, that experience, especially maybe more so in basketball, was like, hey, you have successful guys that are juniors and seniors. Maybe they can go out as a team and beat a bunch of one and dones, and that basically held true. They can. I think with Cignetti, it was a little different situation from the standpoint of he had coached at another at James Madison. He was successful at James Madison. And, oh, by the way, he could then, with the transfer portal, okay, I'm going to cherry pick. I want this guy, because I want these. I don't know how many guys he brought with him, but he's like, if I know I get those guys, they're the nucleus of the locker room, and they can teach a bunch of other guys. And I think with that experience, it's awful tough to do that. Okay, how do I get these older guys in the locker room? I think he was able to convince lower level, like the non-power 4 guys, to come with him. And I would even think, like, guys I play with, it's kind of like BYU. I mean, I can remember when we played BYU. I mean, we were playing against, there were some guys on our defense 25 years old. And I was like, man, who the hell is this? This guy's like, you know what I mean? They've been on a 3-year Mormon mission. Okay. But that's exactly kind of what Indiana went through this year. They had a bunch of dudes that were older. The average age was 23, and then get a superstar at quarterback. But you got a bunch of solid players that are experienced. And yeah, experience matters, man. Making decisions, how you perform in big game situations, like how you prepare, and that helps. But I don't know how you could do that again. I really don't. I mean, how are you just going to scour rosters? Because one, there's no more COVID year. You know, that this is the last year a guy can take a COVID year. So you're going to scour non-power 4 rosters and try to pick guys off on their senior season, and then you add in what I don't know what the NIL numbers got to be for them to come and play. But because he had that experience of seeing players, actually, he knew what they were. He knew what their attitudes. He knew, like, how to push their buttons, and I think that was his core nucleus. That's what he started with, and then he went from there. So I don't know if there's going to be another situation where you can emulate that. And to be honest, like Channing said, I don't know. 4th and 4 from the 12. There ain't many coaches that are saying, yeah, I'm going for it, run quarterback draw. I mean, outside of him, because I was saying the same. I'm like, damn, kick the field goal. I'm like, really? I'm going for it on 4th and 4. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Gino, you would have been a monster if you played 3 more years in college.
Hell yeah. Man, can you imagine, like, 27 years? I've been like 26, 27 years old.
Because he already had the psyche of an old soul. Like, he was he looked like a veteran QB out there. Give him
I had something better, I know, than a Toyota pickup truck that I was driving. with the big subwoofers right behind the seat, Channing.
That's what I say. If I was making $5 million a year, Gino, I'd have stayed in college forever.
Heck yeah. Why not?
Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner. He joins us every week, courtesy of the local 519 Plumbers Union. With all the changes in how America does business, you can count on one thing: the union-trained plumbers of local 519. Join a winning team today with local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com. Did they have good food up in your suite?
I was in a box right next to the President of the United States. So I can tell you this. I don't know who paid for the catering, but it was filet. It was filet roast, lobster, pork. It was the best catered box that I've ever been in.
A little bloated today.
Yeah, very nice. All right, we'll see you, Gino.
See you guys.
There you go, Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner, on what could have been a day where we celebrate the 6th natty, but instead we have our 5, and we lament the one drive that ended in the INT. Could have ended a different way. Anyway, fun game last night, just not the outcome we wanted, but it did cover. So there's that.
We
All right,
did cover, fellas.